Hi and welcome. Thanks for joining me again on the editing project. Today I'm going to do something really different, and if you're a Carpenters fan, you'd better stick around. Okay, I never thought I would ever be sitting in a situation like this where I had such, well, it's a treasure trove, 24 tracks, straight off the master, and it's a Carpenters song called We've Only Just Begun, which actually became one of their signature tunes. What I've managed to get here is all the separated tracks from that recording, from that session, and I'm going to go through it with you, and I'm going to isolate one or two bits and pieces, and we'll just go a bit of a deep dive into this well-produced, well-arranged track. And of course we can hear Karen in the way that you've never heard her before, totally isolated, and those backing vocals will be going into those as well. This is a real treat. It's a real treat for me to work on this. When I first got these tracks, they were just they're all sort of mono tracks, and when I ported them in, they didn't sound much like the original. But I've mixed it already for you guys, and what I'm going to do now is go through it for you, and we'll dissect this and see how it's all put together. So here we go. Okay, so what we've got here is obviously the drums. Now, if you're listening with headphones on, best thing really, because you can actually hear someone count in. And then you've got the piano coming in, and I'll just shuffle it along, and then we'll get where the drums start. There's the bass drum. That'll be, I should imagine, a snare mic and a hi-hat mic. What a really funky rhythm going down there. I never realised actually how slightly funky and jazzy this was until I broke it down. Okay, so the next track down. This isn't in order, by the way. This is the order I've put them in. It just seems logical, you know, drums, tambourine, bass, piano, you know, all the rhythm section. So here we go with the tambourine. Which of course, I mean, I've panned this slightly left. I mean, it could, I don't really know where it went. I don't think it was central. But as I say, if you're listening with headphones on, you'll hear these little changes. There it is, over to the right, and over to the left. Okay. Bit more of the rhythm section now. This is the bass, and I think this is Joe Osborne. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong down there in the comments. Great sounding bass. It's got a lovely sort of hollow, percussive sound to it. Brilliant. I mean, that's just great. That is just a great bass sound. I've got a sample that's very much like it, but I can't remember. I'll probably dig it out later. It's very much like that. I think it was a Rickenbacker bass or something like that. I can't remember, but anyway, if you know what it is and you know what he played, comments down below. Now I'm going to see how all that fitted in with the rest of the with the drums. There we go. Lovely syncopation there between the drummer and the bass player. Gorgeous stuff. Very rudimentary, but the feel is fantastic. The syncopation's great. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the bass and drums. And this next part now, I never realised he did this. I realised that there was a piano track, and Richard would sometimes add an electric piano over the top, and I think it was a Wurlitzer. But I never realised there were so many piano tracks. Now, I've got a stereo pair here. Now, this is obviously two mics over the piano, which I've panned left and right. Actually, I'll give it a bit more actually on that, because I guess that's how it should be. I'm only guessing. So, what have we got there? 723. Let's just make that really even. Stevens. Marvellous. Okay, have a listen to this. Now this is, let's put these, where I want them. Where are we? So if we go to the piano, select solo, does that work? Marvellous. This is the piano track. Now this is the stereo pair, which I should imagine, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. See what you think. Okay, so that's the stereo pair, and then we've got this piano here. Now it's slightly different, and there's only one, and I'm wondering because in this whole recording there's a little string section, a small string section, bass drums, a piano, Karen, and the backing vocals. And I think there's an oboe or an English horn at the beginning. Now, I'm not sure. This possibly could have been the guide piano track, but it seems to sound right when you put all these together. This is it, so no doubt. And this is what it's like with a stereo pair. If I take it out, now it's obviously fuller, and I'd have thought if this was a guide piano, then did they use it? Or, I mean, there's certainly no mistakes in it, because, I mean, Richard Carpenter, yeah, for God's sake, you know, there's no mistakes in any of it. But I honestly think it sounds fuller, and maybe that was the intention, for a centre piano sound and the two panned piano sounds from the stereo pair. But I think it sounds nicer. I'll do a comparison now. That's off. I think even that run there, that da 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 da. Yeah. So it's the same on both tracks. Also, right, there's also this other piano here on the Wurlitzer that comes in. Great canter line there. Now we're going to play that now with what I put here is, I've determined it is a piano overdub, which could have been the guide piano track. But if you listen to them together, they do a nice complementary thing between them. And one thing to note on a lot of the earlier Carpenters, the earlier, can't get my teeth in today, the Carpenters tracks from this era, they didn't really have any rhythm guitar or anything like that on. In fact, they were quite short on instrumentation. So I suppose this could be just a way of filling out the sound and making it bigger, which I think is the case. So let's hear now all that together, and let's see how the rhythm section is shaping up here. So here we go. Let's play it halfway through the intro. Love it. Such great stuff. Great stuff. It really is great stuff. Okay then. The first thing to appear in the I think this is an English horn, or maybe some sort of oboe. I'm not sure. If you know, in the comments, but I think it's some sort of an English horn. Let me know what you think. I think it's an English horn, but could be wrong. Okay. Now then. The next thing to appear is the string arrangements. Now, I think this is a one-take job. And I think they were just sat in the studio and they all played together. I think it's as simple as that. It's a stereo pair again, and I've panned these extreme right and left. Okay, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's lovely to hear real sounds, real instruments, isn't it? I know this stuff gets really close, but it doesn't quite get that close. It's gorgeous stuff. It's lovely to hear. Okay, now then, let's see what that sounds like. Oh, there is also a brass section, which I think we just heard peeking through there. I have to say, I've got a contact brass section, and it gets very close to that, very close. Let's see what it sounds like then, with all that thrown in the mix. So, here we go. no strings when they just come up there. It's just, it's simple, it's basic, it's it's rudimentary, but wow. Wow. Really sorry, I was just getting into it there. Went real a bit there, but never mind. I'm all right. Okay, now then. So, harmonies. Now, I knew that Richard and Carol stood together when they did their harmonies. They did two parts at once, together on the same mic. I think, certainly on the same take. Just label that up properly. Okay, now harmony. That's interesting. Harmony, much better. And I'm gonna. This was a great treat for me when I first heard this. Absolutely loved it. Similar to how I work, actually. Apart from I haven't got. Well, I have got a sister, but she can't sing like Karen. She wishes she could. So I have to put one voice down, and then put another voice down on another track, as you saw me do in the preview. If you haven't seen that episode, by the way, have a click and go through it, because it might be mildly interesting for you. So, but the Carpenters sang two different lines on one track, and then they went in and sang exactly the same thing again to give it that chorus effect. So here's the first one.
We've only begun.
Which I've panned all the way over there, as you can see, to the left. Let's just take some reverb off that. We could do with coming down here. Let's make that a bit more up in your face a bit. There we go.
We've only begun.
Can we do? I'm just wondering if I can make that a bit more central for now, so you can hear it better.
We've only begun.
Lovely way to work, actually.
And yes, we've just begun.
And there's Richard on his own. I don't know quite what's coming next, actually.
Working together day to day, together.
No, I like how Karen was straight for most of that, and Richard moved round.
Working together day to day, together.
And the last part.
We smile, so much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun.
You can hear his lisp when you sing all these out. Okay, now then. The second part is, I believe, could be wrong, it's exactly the same exactly the same on a different track, but a whole new take, and then they're mixed together, and that sounds like this.
And yes, we've just begun.
You can hear leaking. If you're listening with the headphones on, I do recommend it, because you can hear the leakage of out of their headphones there.
Working together day to day, together.
So we're still with two-part harmony.
We smile, so much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun.
3 lots of Richard there. Okay, now this is the second line of harmonies. Okay, so now we're going to listen to the other 2 tracks that they've laid down.
And yes, we've just begun.
These all start off with Richard on his own, so I'll move over to this one.
Working together day to day, together.
It sounds really strange on its own. I should imagine they would have. This is probably the order that they would have recorded it in. Otherwise, you'd have trouble pitching it, I would imagine. Let's just have a listen again.
Working together day to day, together.
Great stuff.
We smile, so much of life ahead.
Lovely stuff. Let's hear that again.
We smile, so much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow.
Okay. I think. Are these the same?
Oh, working together day to day, together, together.
Lovely stuff. Now what I'm going to do is put all these 3 together for you, and we'll listen to the Carpenters harmonies totally isolated, and let's have a listen to it.
We've only begun.
Oh my good grief. Wow. It just works, doesn't it? Just works.
And yes, we've just begun.
That's just 3 lots of Richard.
Working together day to day, together.
I've got to do that one again, haven't I? Listen to that.
Working together day to day, together.
And the next one.
We smile, so much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun.
And the last one.
Work working together day to day. Together, together.
Wow. You can see what I mean by treasure trove, can't you? It's just lovely to be able to go through this like this. And now we've got Karen's lead.
We've only just begun to live, white lace and promises, a kiss for luck and we're on our way. Before the rising sun we fly.
Wow.
So many roads to choose. We start out walking and learn to run.
Now what she does here is that she doubles up on the lead vocal. So I shall now switch that on and you can hear that.
Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs
Lots of spillage there from the headphones, I have to say.
along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together.
I never knew whether, when I was younger, I never knew that whether that was chorus or not that had been applied on the choruses of most of their songs. I mean, the format was usually the same as this, but now I know it was just very, very closely sang again by Karen, and it gives that natural chorus. You can really hear it there.
Working together day to day, together. And when the evening comes, we smile.
I love that croak, that slight weepy emotion to her voice. It's just incredible.
Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together, together.
What a sweet voice. I mean, it's so sad.
And when the evening comes, we smile. So much of life ahead.
Okay, when I first got this, I just wanted to hear just the Carpenters vocals without. It's opposite to a backing track, really, and I just wanted to hear vocally what they sounded like, because that was their sound. So here it is, backing vocals with the lead, no music.
We've only begun.
Before the rising sun, we fly.
Okay, pushing it on.
And yes, we've just begun.
Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together. And when the evening comes, we smile. So much of life ahead. We're find a place where there's room to grow.
And yes, we've just begun.
Moving ahead.
Talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together, and
what can you say? What can you say? What a treat this is. And of course, together,
a kiss for luck and we're on our way.
We've only begun.
Before the rising sun we fly. So many roads to choose. We start out walking and learn to
you've heard this before. I hope you've enjoyed this, because I certainly have. I couldn't believe it, and I've enjoyed making this for you, and I certainly enjoyed receiving it. Well, that's it. I've thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I hope you have. If you've got any questions or anything you want to ask me, just drop it down in the comments below, and I'll answer them straight away. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.